Where am I?
So you know how normally I initiate these?
Yeah.
I've been having a little bit of trouble coming with an intro, a nice catchy little gotcha.
Right.
So
Well,
I
I was
googled,
thinking about. Well, I guess you have a bit you're going to do, so you can do your bit, and then
kind
I'll
of
say my
sure.
thing. Yeah.
So I googled conversation starters.
Yeah.
These are bad. Is this all it takes? I haven't started a conversation with a normal human being in a decade. Um,
Yikes.
One of these is, wow, it's so hot/cold in here. Is that all it takes?
I mean, sometimes I will say that out loud as like a get a load of this situation, but I'm not
Yeah.
like thinking, well, gee, how do I start a conversation with this person? Oh, I know. I'm going to talk about the temperature. I just talk about the temperature.
That's like 2 steps lower than talking about the weather. It's
Yeah.
localized weather within a building or even just a room.
Sometimes it's really cold and you're like, man, it sure is cold in here, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, it sure is. And you're like, wow. And then you leave. But I'm not trying to say a conversation. I'm just trying to validate my own feelings.
That's all a conversation is if you think about it.
For me, yeah.
Yeah. Here's another good one. What's the worst thing you've ever worn?
Well, actually,
I feel like that's
I have to do
designed
this
for
event
like
at work where I have to lead an event for other people, and there's questions that people have to answer. They get to pick, but one of them is literally like, "What's the worst fashion choice you've ever made?" So I guess I didn't make the list, but
yeah,
someone's looked.
That is
at
it is a
somebody else's
popular
notes.
question apparently.
But why would anybody ask that? I'd be like, I don't. You tell me what's the worst thing I've done
Yeah,
that you know of.
I'm not going to tell you, but I think you know.
Is it what I'm doing right now?
Quite possibly.
I think it's a good look.
It's fine. I didn't actually have anything in mind. I was just like, I think you know, and
you're just gonna psych me out.
Yeah, then it's just gonna spiral in your head for the entire episode.
No, I'm not. I stopped thinking about it already.
That's
so, are you
good.
done with your bit about the thing?
Yeah, I think they're all bad.
Okay, so because I was thinking about how you always start, and I'm like, man, those are something. What if I started for once?
Yeah.
And so what I was going to start with, this is a stupid meta conversation, but what I was going to start with is like, man, I think I now believe in astrology and all that fake magic shit.
Yeah.
And say, but why? And then I would say, because I really manifested something last week when I was talking about John Mulaney's wife, who's now on the market. And I'm taking credit for that.
You did astrology that bitch.
Yeah, manifested, I believe is what women call it.
You have
which is fake, but you know,
could be real. Do you have a Moldavite earring, perhaps?
I don't know what Moldavite is.
Yeah, me neither. But I hear about it. There's a story of this. Moldavite is a crystal that's supposed to do something. And this woman got like a Moldavite necklace or earring, and then
did she die?
No, both her parents died like a week later, and then like a month after that, her boyfriend died, and she keeps posting TikToks saying that it's this crystal that she bought, and all the comments are telling her to throw it away.
Well, kids on TikTok now believe in like astral projecting, but like in like a really weird way where you can like, kids are stupid.
Kids are very stupid.
Oh, and so back to John Mulaney and his wife. Very important.
Yeah.
So he's now dating Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
Which is a quick turnaround time from getting out of rehab to getting divorced to dating somebody else. But I'm not here to talk about that. I've had many people debate Who is hotter, John Mulaney's wife or Olivia Munn? What's
Yeah.
your take?
I'm gonna real quick re-Google
These
John
people.
Mulaney's wife.
Yeah.
I would say Olivia Munn.
I would also say Olivia Munn. It really depends on, you take the makeup off both of them and see where they stand. I still think Olivia Munn would win there
Yeah,
based on my real detailed analytics of the situation. Really zooming in on pictures that I've seen.
yeah. You got to look at the pores.
Yeah, and John Mulaney's wife, well, ex-wife, whatever, looking a little rough, I'll say. But I think a lot of people think John Mulaney's wife is hotter, and I think those people are racist.
Yeah. You know her name is Lisa?
His wife?
Lisa Olivia Munn. It's her middle name.
Oh, Olivia Munn's first name is Lisa. I was like, I thought
Yeah.
John Mulaney's wife's first name was like Anna or something.
Yeah. That's correct.
Is it? Oh, I don't know.
She's from Oklahoma City. I really just wanted to know what her ethnicity is, and it's Vietnamese.
Olivia Munn?
Yeah.
Much like previous topic on our show, Tornado.
Tornado Tien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Her.
I believe she is also from Singapore. Singaporeanese. I don't know the Singaporean.
I didn't know Singapore had an ethnicity. I thought it was just kind of like miscellaneous Asian people.
I mean, sure. It is.
Singapore is its own country, right?
It is its own country.
It's very tiny, right?
Yeah, it's got a population of 5.7 million.
It's just like a little.
Yeah, it's real small, right on,
Real little.
right at the south end of Malaysia.
Okay, yeah, I just thought it was like a big city, like the Asian Vatican, except the Vatican's not big, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a big building.
It's a sovereign island city state.
Yeah,
So that's about as. So I wasn't like, that's why I thought
Yeah.
Singapore was just like what, like
yeah.
it's like
the
Republic
Pluto.
City.
It's like the Pluto of countries.
It's like Republic City in Legend of Korra. That's what I always
Sure.
thought of it as. That's a reference for 3 people listening.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that it's the Pluto of countries, which I think everybody understands.
But it is a country, so, and Pluto's not a planet. So
It's
it
a
doesn't-
dwarf planet legally, so like it is still a planet. It's just a planet the size of Russia, which Russia's pretty big.
It's a planet the size of Russia?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. That's why they're like, I don't know if this is a real planet. That's when I learned that I was like, oh yeah, they're right. Like that's basically a fake planet.
Yeah, Russia is pretty big. I can't believe Russia's a whole planet. Well, it could be a whole planet if it was wrapped around one.
Yeah,
I don't like that one bit.
yeah. It sucks. So that's why it's a dwarf planet, and Singapore is kind of like a dwarf country.
Okay, I guess. Sure. I'll let you have that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Feeling
I
quite
like to-
generous.
I like to be given things.
Me too, man.
I got another conversation starter for you.
Great.
No, I closed the tab. Never mind.
That's just too difficult to recover, so.
I tried. I had too many tabs, so forget it. It's all over.
I wish they still made $2 bills.
I have a $2 bill.
I have one right here. I'm holding it up to the camera like the.
Well, I can see it.
Well, you can see it. You can verify I had a $2 bill.
It's true. Yeah.
I wasn't lying,
I keep one on the top of my shelf.
just in case.
Well, I was given it when I worked at a retail store, and then I stole it from the cash register because I was like, this is cool. And then I got in a little bit of trouble for that.
Yeah, I mean, stealing is bad, but
That's fine. They make enough money. They don't need a $2 bill that they can't even process. Um, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So I've just kept it. And I consistently consider going to spend it because it would be nice to have an extra $2 in my life sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be a hassle. So now I just own it.
I'm looking at how much $2 bills are worth, which might seem foolish because,
should be $2.
It should be $2, but apparently, obviously the older they are, and
better condition.
Yeah, like a common 1976 $2 note is worth about $8 in fine condition.
That's $8.
Some of them can go for hundreds or thousands of dollars, and the older they are. But I have
I'm gonna guess the one that you have is
1995.
I'm gonna guess the one you have is worth about $1.75.
No, I think they're worth $2. I think they bottom out at $2.
I don't know.
Assuming I could pay, if I could actually spend them, they're worth $2.
Yeah. I know a lot of places, like legally in Canada, they have to accept it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of places are just like, do you have anything else, though? Like, I will if that's all you want to do. But if you are willing to do anything else, please do that.
I don't think I'd ever spend my $2 bills, though.
I used to spend them back when they were in circulation.
When did they stop being in circulation?
I don't know. I think the $2 bill that I have on my shelf is a 2002. So
let's look this up.
We're also in different countries, and we don't have pennies over here. So
you're talking about your $2 bills.
Yeah, my $2 bill.
Wait, they still print $2
Yeah, they're
bills?
still like legally in circulation, I think.
Oh, okay, so they stopped printing them in 2003, but they're still in circulation.
Yeah. Because they're still legal tender.
Yeah.
Apparently. So this says it was discontinued 25 years ago in Canada. And then it also says they stopped printing in 1996. That's 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Oof. Such a boomer.
You were spending a lot of those at like 3?
I mean, I had them. They're still like pretty heavily in circulation up until, I don't know, it was like 10 probably.
Yeah, see, like I don't think $2 bills in the U.S. were like, I had some because like my grandparents gave me them as like a, hey, here's some cool weird money. They're like, don't spend it because nobody uses these. And sure enough, I never ran into any ever again.
Yeah, that'll happen. Is a $2 bill rare? $2 bills account for less than 0.001% of all currency in circulation.
Yeah, they're pretty rare. I mean, again, you just never, you don't see them. I mean, not that I really am seeing a lot of cash anyways.
Yeah.
But they're pretty rare. Oh, do you want me to mention my first of 2 crimes?
Sure. Let's get it out.
Let's get it out. So, you know how I was talking about Pokemon cards last week?
I recall.
Yeah. And how I'm like, man, there's a big shortage. Well, I was at Target today at the time of recording this video. Or not video, podcast. Whatever. And they had a sign up. Let me pull up what it says because I think they would word it better than I would.
You photographed it.
Yeah, I photographed it because it was absolutely insane was my caption that I posted on Snapchat. It said, to ensure the safety of our guests and team members, effective May 14th, MLB, NFL, NBA, and Pokemon trading cards will no longer be sold in stores until further notice.
Wow.
for the safety of the customers and the staff.
What danger do you think occurred?
Well, that's the crime, because I know what dangers occurred.
Oh, are you involved?
No, no, I'm not. But apparently, there have been some fights out in parking lots over Pokemon cards, to the point where like guns have been pulled over Pokemon cards.
This is very like early Pokemon Go 2016 energy.
Yeah, but like people are just really bored during the pandemic and like are trying to make a quick buck on the secondhand market with these things. I don't know. So that happened, and then in Japan, because it's always Japan, some guy like Mission Impossibled his way into a Target, like using a rope from the ceiling, and stole
Very
like
cool.
$9,000 worth of cards.
It's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot of cards. Like that's a lot. I don't even know how he carried all of that.
You had to take that up the rope, or did he like?
Yeah, he said he's like, well, I did rock climbing in high school, so I wasn't scared of heights. Was the quote that he gave the press.
It's a good quote, I guess.
Yeah.
It's very cool to brag about your high school gym class.
While you're stealing children's trading cards.
Yeah.
Unlike me, who I buy them honorably.
Yeah. Very honorable.
And I do not pull guns on them. So, yeah. Needless to say, the next like 3 videos on my channel could probably be the last Pokemon videos for a while.
Very cool.
Yeah. It was just a little crime, but I thought it was interesting. Ties into last week, ties into me.
Yeah.
It's funny. It was pretty funny reading that sign.
That is a good sign.
Because like they always had to sign up that it was always like we're limiting it to like 3, and then they had it to 1, and then they had it to like you have to talk to somebody to get any at all. And now they're like, well, people are pulling guns on us, so like we're not selling it at all anymore. They're just fucking fed up.
That might make the situation worse. We'll see. Starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean Walmart. I mean, I'm wondering if like Walmart's gonna stop. Like I know Barnes and Noble, you have to go to they have them behind the cashiers and stuff, so you can ask for some. But are they gonna get held up at gunpoint? I don't know. Maybe.
Who's to say? You ever been held up at gunpoint?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I got held up at knife point. I don't remember if I told that story.
You did. It was on a deleted episode. Didn't the guy like make you buy him a drink or something?
No.
A Powerade?
No.
That was a different thing.
Yeah, we had to call the police, and the policeman told me to steal a water bottle. Because he was like, "You're clearly distressed," which I wasn't. I was calmly explaining the story to him. He's like, "You're clearly distressed. Go grab a water bottle." And I was like, "All right, whatever."
You're the police.
Yeah. Who am I to tell you what to do? Yes, that's that. That's that story.
Yeah.
I almost got murdered. Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. I guess I'll get into my crime.
Yeah.
Oh
wait, do we ever do the crime about the guy who dated like?
Oh, we did not. You want to do that one?
I mean, I still have my other thing that happened to me, but we can talk about it before because it was a user submitted.
It was, yeah. Double
your
2
wife,
users.
Your wife and my friend Liz submitted it into the cast. So we're talking about it.
We'll talk about it. So for those unfamiliar, April 26th is a little bit out of date, but not that much.
Not that much. There's been things happening.
Yeah, it's been a busy fortnight. Yeah. So there's a Japanese man arrested after dating...
fucking Japanese people.
I won't go that far. Japanese man arrested after dating more than 35 women at once for the express purpose of getting birthday gifts. This is like when you lie to Starbucks that it's your birthday.
I don't think you did anything wrong, for the record. You did say that when we were talking about this behind the scenes, You did say this was a very me crime. I didn't
Yeah.
really know what you meant by that.
Have you thought about it?
No, what did you mean by it?
It seems like
Is this something I would do?
I don't believe this is something that you would actually do, but I think it's something that if you thought of it, you'd be like, that would be cool. And I do think that you think this guy is very cool.
Yeah, all right.
Um,
I do think he is pretty cool.
Yeah, so he had 35 girlfriends, and he told each of them that his birthday was different. And his idea was to get a present like every day of the year or something. I think his goal was to have 365 girlfriends.
Well, he's got to pump those numbers up.
I mean, 35 is a lot.
It is a lot. I mean, I was dating like 5 people at once, and I was like, we got to start playing Survivor here.
Gotta vote.
These girls have to vote each other out amongst themselves. And I'm Jeff. Instead of $1 million, they just get to tolerate me.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you
not a bad prize.
I think if you propose that to them, they would all vote themselves off.
Yeah. Yeah, they all quit.
Yeah. So yeah, he had 35 girlfriends. He's said to have received like gift cards and presents over 100,000 yen.
That's not that much.
Yeah, how much is that in USD?
It's like 10 grand, right? I mean, it's plus or minus.
It is 912 American dollars. It's less than $1,000.
Oh yeah, because 1,000 is $10. Yeah, I always get it mixed up.
Yeah.
So that's not even that much.
I mean, it's pretty good for free stuff. He got a 200-pound suit. Is that
like pound like the
like
money or pound like the weight?
Yeah, it's the money.
Okay, well, that's like 400, right? Are pounds still like 2 USD?
I have no idea. I don't even know if this is pound. It's the symbol that looks like an L.
Yeah,
I assume that's pound.
Yeah, because lira doesn't exist anymore. It's just euro.
Yeah. Is a euro and a pound the same thing?
No.
All right. Fair enough.
Sorry.
I know absolutely nothing.
I've been to Europe.
So he's dating. So he's 39.
Yeah.
And
he had 30. Oh, there's hope for me then.
Yeah, he was 39. He had 35 girlfriends. One of them was 47 years old.
So he kind of had like a sugar mommy situation, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
On one of the apps, a sugar mommy did reach out to me, but I think it wasn't a real person. I really should have seen how far that went.
Yeah.
I could have gotten free stuff.
So he was telling them, but they were like wildly disparate dates from what I can tell. So he told this 47-year-old woman it was February 22nd. Then he had a 40-year-old girlfriend, and he said it was in July. And then a 35-year-old girlfriend, he said it was in April. Like, he's splitting it up in different months. I guess he
didn't want to have, like, go to the same restaurant with, like, 35 different women all in a row.
Yeah,
because that would probably look a little sus. And then also, you'd have a really expensive month. But if you spread it all out, you know.
I mean, you're supposed to be being treated this whole time.
Well, yeah, but he's the guy, so.
I don't know the customs in Japan.
He's still probably going to pay for dinner. She's just going to, like, give him a gift card to Amazon or something. I don't know.
That's possible. I don't know the customs in Japan. His real birthday is November 13th. Allegedly.
Did he give anybody his real birthday, or did they all get fakes?
I think they all got fakes.
Well, then none of them were good enough to be a real girlfriend.
So
there wasn't like the alpha, and then the rest of them were all.
So here's something that I did not know.
Uh-oh.
And this is where I no longer think he's a cool guy. One woman told the news that he kissed her on the second date, and she added, "I told him I don't want to do that unless you are someone who wants to get married and really be with me in the future." He responded, "I'm serious. I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life."
Well, who knows how long his life is going to be? Maybe
Who knows?
he'd win his game. He'd have 365 gifts and be like,
That's it.
This isn't getting better than this." And he necks himself.
It's possible.
And then he technically didn't lie.
I guess.
So I'm on the fence on. I mean, you shouldn't kiss somebody that doesn't want to be kissed.
Yeah, that's true.
And you shouldn't lie. You should tell
Tell
the truth, but at least don't lie.
Yeah. So that's that man, Takashi Miyagawa. Look out for him, folks. I believe he was charged with fraud.
I still don't see how this is a crime other than just like being unethical, but not like, did he do anything illegal?
Like, if you are, for example, adopted, and you tell your girlfriend what you believe to be your birthday, and it turns out that that's not your birthday, that's not fraud.
Right. No. Plus, he wasn't making anybody get him a gift. It's not like
He was just like, it is my birthday.
Yeah, I could say that to anybody, and they'd be like, "Oh, congrats!"
Happy
Like,
birthday.
would it be lying to tell a restaurant it's your birth? Like, would it be fraud if I went to TGI Fridays and I was like, "It's my birthday," and then they come out and they do the little birthday thing and they give me a free little birthday whatever?
Yeah.
Would that be fraud? Because they might have to by company policy, but there's no company policy for girlfriend.
Yeah. That's true.
So
I don't know.
I'm siding against Japanese law, but hey, it's a real kangaroo court system over there. So they always have it against the defendant. It's not the same as U.S. court. That's what the Ace Attorney series is all about. That's why you're a defense attorney.
Yeah,
it's always rigged against the defendants.
You won't see that crime on any other podcast.
You won't
say it every time. Unless I forget.
We stick to crimes that you don't hear, except sometimes you still hear them. But
yeah, sometimes.
But we also do ones. Yeah, sometimes we just steal them from other podcasts. But also, we often come up with ones that you probably haven't heard.
Yeah,
and that's fun.
There's a lot of. This is one that you most likely have heard, but it's one that you probably don't know the details of.
You probably read a headline, on social media, and you're like, "Wow, that's something. I should click this link," and then you don't.
Yeah,
you keep scrolling. But we clicked the link and gave you the summary, so you don't regret.
We're really saving you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So
assuming you're not listening to this podcast, like
while doing nothing.
In your free time, where you could be doing something more interesting. If you're at work, we've saved you time. If you're driving, we've saved you time. If you could be gaming or like reading a book or spending time with a loved one, maybe rethink how you're living your life.
Or listen to this podcast with your loved one. You could
maybe
it'll be fun. I mean, you could both tell each other that I'm an idiot. And that, you bond over a shared experience of thinking a stranger is a moron.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Totally fine.
So here's a story about Richard Heen and Mayumi Lizuka.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I don't think you've heard of them, but I think you know something about them. So I'm just going to go in a little bit of the background before I reveal the crime. Because this is a crime I remember when it happened, and it was national news. International, in fact. So Richard and Mayumi...
This is going to be another one of those where I have no idea what you're talking about, and everyone listening thinks I'm the biggest idiot in the world. Yeah. Which is true. But
yeah, a little bit true. Yeah. So Richard and Mayumi met at acting school, which might
never
come
a good
into play.
Sign.
No, in Hollywood, California, where acting was born. And they got married in 1997. And so Richard, he's trying to be an actor. He's trying to be a stand-up comedian. And let me tell you...
Well, that's never good.
No.
Based on the people we
did
know,
not
good.
work out.
It never does.
And so he became a handyman.
Yeah.
That was,
As one would. I mean,
yeah.
it's an honorable profession.
He was like fixing roofs. I say roofs like with a V. I don't know if that's correct. Maybe it should be roofs.
Roofs.
I feel like that's. I say roofs.
Roofs. I think I say roofs too.
All right.
But it's like you kind of slur an F and a V together.
Yeah.
It's not quite. It's not roofs. It's like roofs. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
English class on Bad Boy Crimes.
So he's fixing a roof one day, and then a storm comes, rips the whole roof off, and he's like, "Now this is a story. This is what we should be doing." So he becomes a storm chaser.
Oh no.
And
then he invents his own storms to chase, and he's a supervillain.
A little bit.
Oh,
honestly,
shit.
you're close.
I was just being silly.
I know. So he's like doing storm chasing on a motorcycle. He's flying a plane around Hurricane Wilma in 2005. That was after Hurricane Katrina, if you recall.
Wow, this is recent. I still have no clue what the fuck.
No, you would not know what this story is based on this this character assassination that I'm doing. So he's got kids with his wife Mayumi, and he takes them on his storm chasing adventures.
Is Mayumi Japanese?
I'm gonna say yes.
It's a central theme of this podcast.
Yeah. So he's taking these kids storm chasing. And here's your first clue into what the crime is. His three sons, Falcon, Bradford, and Rio. Rio? R-Y-O?
Yeah, Rio.
Rio?
Yeah, because it would be Ryu if it was with a U, so I think Rio's fine.
Rio?
Very Eastern.
Yeah, Falcon and Bradford, much more Western.
Yeah. Well, Falcon's kind of just like that's a whole
not a
other
human
thing.
name.
It is the name of an animal.
Yeah. Famously, it is an animal.
Yeah.
So he's taking these three kids storm chasing, and he's
Sounds
going
like
UFO hunting.
It's probably not going to turn out too well for the kids, I would imagine.
No, he takes them UFO hunting. I don't know about any of that.
Like extraterrestrials, that's not true crime.
Yeah, that's
outside
fake crime.
our wheelhouse.
That's fake crime.
Because true crime is our wheelhouse.
That is what I'm primarily knowledgeable in. He went on the reality television show Wife Swap twice.
You don't go on that show twice. That's bad.
It seems
if you
strange.
go on more than once, I feel like there's something wrong.
It
Poor
seems
Mayumi.
strange. Yeah, on the second iteration, the second time he was on, he said he believes that humanity descended from aliens, and that he wants to launch a homemade UFO into a storm. So, like, this man was fixing a roof, and there was rain, and he was like, "This is my life now."
Yeah.
And then he was a fan favorite, apparently, by the time he was on the second time. And so he's like, all right, I'm famous. I'm going to make my own reality show, The Science Detectives. And you're a reality TV fan. Have you ever seen The Science Detectives?
I can't say that I have.
Have you heard of this show?
I haven't.
Let me tell you.
I'm sure there's a reason for that.
It's because it was not successful. He wanted to investigate the mysteries of science, which that's what scientists do.
Yeah, once it is science, it's not really that much of a mystery anymore.
Yeah. So that didn't work out. And,
also, like Vsauce, literally, that's just what his YouTube channel.
Yeah, this guy could just be doing Vsauce.
He was a little ahead of the curve.
So then, here's where the crime comes in. is when he pitched this show and it did not work out for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so their young boy Falcon, 6 years old, was claimed to be inside of a weather balloon flying over Colorado.
Mm.
Do you recall this story in 2009?
Yes.
There is I see a lot of unrecognition.
No, I do remember the story of a kid in a
there was a
weather
giant like silver UFO shaped weather balloon.
Yeah,
that went rogue over Colorado.
the kid was fine, right?
Yeah, so they called the police and they're like, our son is missing and our weather balloon is 7,000 feet in the sky.
And surely they're not related.
Yeah. So everyone's paying attention to this balloon boy. And like
I believe that is what he was called.
He was called Balloon Boy. And the National Guard have like helicopters and they're following this balloon. And they're like, what do we, like, we can't pop it because then like,
the kid's dunzo.
Yeah, and then we can't like fit it into a helicopter.
Yeah.
So they just kind of have to like chase it and then wait for it to land.
Yeah.
So they did that. Took about an hour and a half. He traveled 12 miles. And then they look in the balloon and it's empty. And then there was like video footage of something falling out of the balloon. So now everyone's like, oh shit, like this kid just fell 7,000 feet and died as a 6-year-old. And then like 9 p.m. that night, it was late at night, they found Falcon in the attic of his house. And he was just there the whole time.
Yeah.
So then there's like this whole hullabaloo where they're like, what happened here? And then Balloon Boy and Richard went on Wolf Blitzer. Larry King Live with Wolf Blitzer. And they're like, why were you hiding in the attic? And then young Falcon, idiot 6-year-old, God, children are so dumb. He looks at his dad and is like, you told me to do that for the show. And turns out that it was all a scheme. He was trying to be famous by saying that his child died in a tragic accident.
Fraud.
That is fraud.
That is fraud. Not dating 35 women at once. That's fine.
He went to jail for 90 days. And he had to pay $36,000 in restitution. And in Mayumi, interesting little discrepancy here. So the father, 90 days in jail.
Yeah.
Mayumi, the mother, 20 days of weekend jail.
Was it like...
You're just in jail on the weekends.
I would do weekend jail. Like, I'd do it now, just like it's something to do.
Famously, something to do is jail.
Yeah, I could, work out, make
You know what that sounds like?
Sounds like let's go to prison.
Let's go to prison.
God, I can't wait to go to jail. I do so well in jail.
Yeah.
I'm a real Dax Shepard character.
Dax Shepard would.
Most Dax Shepard's characters are also me.
Yeah.
I stand by that, especially
Vince.
Especially Vince, an employee of the month. To a degree that was a little bit concerning. Rewatching the movie, I was like, oh, yikes.
Folks, if you've ever felt like we don't give enough of our own personalities on this show, if you'd like to know who Coach is as a human being, just watch Employee of the Month.
First of all, you don't. But if you really still do, watch Employee of the Month.
Yeah,
and then watch a little show called Mad Men.
Yeah.
And then watch a little movie called The Great Gatsby. And then...
It's the whole Coach cinematic universe.
And then watch a little movie called... It's really, a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio characters also are me.
Yeah.
Leo in The
Leonardo
Departed.
Yeah.
Leo in Great Gatsby. Leo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for sure. Because he's a giant loser in that one. I don't know about The Revenant. Like, I've seen that movie. I can't really remember his character. I'm sure if I was in the
He was
snow, I
doing a
would
lot
be
of
very
yelling.
mad.
Yeah, he
So
was very
maybe-
mad in that movie.
Well, I was mad during the snowstorm here, so I'll take The Revenant.
All right. Basketball Diaries.
Don't know that one.
That's
I'm going to
that's
say
his
no
first-
on Django Unchained. I'm going to say that one's not me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's,
I think
that's one
fair.
that you don't want to be.
I think most of them, but not all of them. Fair.
Yeah.
Inception, obviously, me.
Yeah.
What else has he been in? Romeo and Juliet. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Titanic. Sure.
Yeah, he's a loser in the Titanic as
He's
well.
a loser. He's actually a loser in like a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't really appreciate. He's really good at acting like a loser.
Yeah. And then he's also a loser on Oscar night. Am I right, folks?
Folks, except for the one time he wasn't.
The one time he did win for Revenant, which everyone is like, you should not have won for that.
I mean, looking back on that movie, though, I am fond of it. Did you see it?
No, I actually did not see it. I just know that he was mad the whole time.
He was mad the whole time, but you know who I thought did a great job in that movie was Tom Hardy, who I think does a great job in general. But I really liked him in that movie. His character was like quite evil, but in a fun way.
Yeah, Bane, also quite evil in a fun way.
In many ways, I'm also Bane.
To finally wrap this story up, so she goes to weekend jail. They pay $36,000. They claim they're innocent of all crimes.
Which, I mean, really, what crimes did they commit other than lying?
Yeah.
Which is debatably not even a crime.
They said they were pressured into a guilty plea under the threat of Mayumi's deportation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Who's to say? And then they were pardoned by Governor Jared Polis in 2020.
Wow, recent.
Yeah, December 23rd, 2020, they were pardoned.
Wow.
Which they served 90 days in jail at most in 2009. So I have to wonder what. I guess it's expunged from their record.
And we know that it doesn't come from Sponge.
Yep, we learned that, folks.
Thank you, the Discord.
Yeah, folks, we learn on this podcast.
It's the Learning Channel, the Learning Podcast, sponsored by nobody. But if you would like us to do ad reads,
Yeah,
slide in those DMs on Twitter at Bad Boy Crimes
I
Pod.
will
Join the
advertise
Discord.
anything. I will sell out for any product.
I can chill anything and make it sound like it's my favorite fucking
I
thing.
will shill illegal online gambling.
Well, I don't know about illegal, but like, Magic Spoon. If
Like
you guys
if
want to
you
talk to us,
if you are if you have an illegal
Squarespace.
gambling website that's based in like Argentina and like you do not pay out the customers, I will, no problem. I will sell that.
Well, I won't, but you're Canadian, so maybe the laws are different, but I have nothing to do with that.
I won't tell people.
HelloFresh. I would love to do a HelloFresh ad read. I love HelloFresh, and I'm not even being paid
HelloFresh
to say
is
that.
good.
It is good. I mean, I like any of the meal kits, honestly.
Yeah.
Blue Apron, if you want us to do one as well. I'll do it.
HelloFresh, we'll do both.
Yeah. Freshly. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I'm
Who
not
else?
gonna-
Who else does stuff? Any of the mattress companies
Audible?
want to send me a mattress? I'd love to do Audible. You
Purple.
can listen to us on Audible.
Audible, Purple, the Joe Rogan Experience. I'll show another
Blue Chew?
podcast.
Yeah.
Blue Chew. Anything. I will sell out. Absolutely. Sonic. I know Sonic doesn't really do podcast ads, but
They should. Either the restaurant or the hedgehog.
yeah,
I would shill either way. We
absolutely.
need to get Sammy, the classic Sonic fan, on the cast.
Sure. I don't know who that is.
You don't remember the guy who's like freaking out about Sonic and like screaming about Sonic fans ruin Sonic the Hedgehog, or the classic "Stop hating on Sonic" video, and he's just a screaming. I'll post it in the Discord.
I have not seen that.
And if you want to join the Discord, pin tweet at Bad Boy Crimes Pod.
Yeah.
It's a bumping good time.
It's great.
It's certainly bumping these days.
Yeah.
I don't know about the good time part, but it's certainly
it's
different.
Busy.
It's yeah.
Here's
Who knows for how long?
Who knows? Here's an interesting little tidbit. When he was pardoned, he was ordered to write a formal apology to the agencies that looked for the dead child.
He had to write an "I'm sorry" letter.
Yeah. He was banned from receiving any profits from the hoax for several years.
Really?
I guess, like...
Well, I'm from Utica. I've never heard anybody use the phrase steamed hams.
Sure. So that's my crime. It's Balloon Boy. Perhaps I know you've heard of it. Everybody's heard of the Balloon Boy.
Everybody's heard of Balloon Boy.
But perhaps you've gained a little insight into the mind behind Balloon Boy.
Yeah, because I knew about Balloon Boy. I did not know about all this extra lore.
Yeah, that he was on Wife Swap twice. That he pitched his own television show about the mysteries of science.
Yeah, didn't know any of that. Now I do.
And he was pardoned. Very interesting.
I just posted that Sonic video, so you should check that out, so we can see if we can get Sammy the Classic Sonic fan on here. I think that would be a major get. But I have my second story, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another. You know how on this podcast I talk about a crime that happened to me, and it's usually something that just like a woman did that I didn't like.
Yeah.
That's not even really a crime. Well, this time it wasn't a woman, and it sort of was actually a crime. Uh-oh, sisters.
So this is, you have two crimes, and
one of them was Target.
One of them is Target, and one of them is just a guy you know.
Well, okay, so where I work, I'm not going to get too into the specifics, but there's a lot of like confidential shit that like we get in trouble if it gets leaked. So like we have to keep things pretty locked down. We have to have, key cards to get in everywhere, stuff like that. And so on Monday, I was sitting at my desk. I was listening to a podcast. I was doing my job. And this dude just kind of walks up to the desk in front of me and is like rummaging around through a backpack. And I just kind of look up with him. I'm like, oh, that must be an intern. And he's talking with the other intern, and then he leaves. And I don't think anything of it. And then one of the admin people comes by, is like, hey, did either of you guys, speaking to me and the intern who sits by me, she was like, did either of you guys let anybody in? And I was like, no, like I've just been sitting here. And she's like, that guy who was here was not supposed to be here. And I was like,
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't know. And so, I didn't think apparently nothing really happened super, nothing huge or very super important was stolen or something. I thought he was just an intern, right? And the whole office complex is making a huge deal about it. Apparently this guy has been into multiple other buildings in our complex, and we only just found out about it when it happened to us. And only
poor communication. Very
poor communication. But then we're thinking like, well, did somebody come in with somebody? We looked at somebody looked at the security camera footage. He came in by himself. So I guess he just like spoofed a key card.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very insane. And then apparently when he was walking around the office, he was saying he had packages to deliver, and he would just like pick random names that he'd see off people's like off their name plaques. Yeah. So of course, people would be like, "Sure, you're here to deliver packages."
Yeah.
Pretty smart stuff. But guess what this guy stole?
Paper
Besides nothing.
Towel. Paper towel.
No. Well, if he did, I don't know about that. But you're on the right track in that he didn't steal anything good. Apparently, when he was talking to the intern in front of me, and I didn't hear the conversation at the time, but I asked about it later. And he was like, yeah. Like, the guy came up to me, and he's like, hey, man, can I borrow a piece of, like, a pad of paper? And the intern assumed that he had to, like, write something down or do some work or something, like he was a maintenance person or whatever. Everyone was making a lot of assumptions that this guy who was a complete stranger was supposed to be in the office.
That happens.
Yeah, it does. And because why would he be there if he wasn't supposed to be there?
Yeah.
If nobody let him in, surely he had a key card. Like, how else did he get in? We changed the locks, though, so that's cool.
Nice.
But he was going to take the pad of paper, and then he went to the desk in front of mine and was like, oh, no, I'll just use that one. And the intern was like, okay. Which also, like, why would he...
Yeah.
Weird. The intern should have done more, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm innocent, obviously, but the intern should have done more. And so he just stole that pad of paper, which is why he was rummaging through the backpack. And I later found out he stole a burrito from the fridge and 2 cans of Coke Zero.
I mean, good taste.
Yeah. So, which makes this whole thing really confusing because if you're stealing that kind of stuff, you're probably homeless.
Yeah.
And that would make sense because homeless people are getting the chop in Austin right now. There's some law being passed that you're not allowed to like camp on public property anymore. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of little tent towns where I work under like the overpass and stuff, and good place to pitch a tent if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Who's to say what else they're doing? But then if he did that, how did he get like?
Yeah, it's a lot of
based
effort.
On looking at him, he didn't look homeless. Like he just was wearing like a nice long shirt and jeans. So he could have been somebody delivering stuff or maintenance. Like nothing raised any like this guy looks like a homeless person because I've seen a lot of homeless people. I drive by them every day. They look pretty.
Yeah, it's his first day.
His first day being homeless.
Could be.
Yeah, or first day on the job. Whatever. I don't fucking know. We're having a bunch of interns come in. So my assumptions made sense. So I'm innocent here. And I want to be very clear about that. But then if he was homeless, like he didn't get in because somebody let him in. So how, like,
yeah,
he had the skills to get in somehow, and yet he didn't steal anything good.
That's free paper.
Yeah, but like you could have just. It would be less effort to just steal from, like a convenience store.
Yeah.
So,
do you think that there's a chance that it was a cover-up?
Cover up for what?
I don't know. I think when
I don't do well with follow-up questions, even though this is my own idea.
I do not do well with it. So in my story where I was held at knife point, I was working at a store and I was being robbed. The question came up when I told the story if we stole money from the safe and said that it was the guy. Which we could have, in theory, done.
Yeah.
That thought did not cross my mind at the time.
No, because you're very honorable.
I'm an honorable boy. But do you think that this guy just stole the paper and the burrito and Coke Zero was an employee who was taking advantage of the situation? Who was like, oh yeah, must have been stolen.
No, because no one... We're a bunch of accountants. No one, like, I would think to do that. But nobody else would.
Did you do it?
No.
Okay.
Because I didn't even, like, realize what the situation was until way after the fact, because I'm just an idiot.
Yeah.
Because I'm very sneaky, but I'm very oblivious.
I think it's possible.
Possible,
but I
that
did.
Somebody did that? Yeah.
Yeah. No. I did in high school. I used to carry a lot of cash,
Not a good
and
move.
yeah, uh, and in gym class, like you have to change into your shorts, your athletic wear.
Yeah. Did
Um,
you guys have little shorts?
no,
We had little
they
shorts.
went past my knees. They were good.
Mine
Um,
were nice and short.
yeah, I don't want that. So somebody went into the locker room, and when I came out of gym class, I checked my wallet, and all the cash was there. I had like $60, but they stole all my change, presumably for the vending machine. I had like $3 in change. And
It sounds like this could have been a scaled up version of that.
yeah, it's just like, they're not going to prosecute this. It's
Well, I'm glad I
like
was at my desk when that guy was there because I have a lot of shit on my desk. He could have stolen some Legos.
yeah, no one's going to prosecute that. No one's going to pursue it at all, probably. Like
Well,
they
oh
just,
no, they're like, if you see this guy on the premises, call the police and don't alert him. So yeah, they're gonna try and do something about it if they can find him again.
yeah, I think he's smart enough to not come back to that building. Just going to go to the one next door, apparently.
Well, like he got caught because they had pictures of him being stopped by somebody else and like having to do like some sort of, it looked like a sobriety test because he was like holding his hands up and like doing weird poses. So I assumed it was like a testing. I don't know. I don't know why. The pictures didn't tell the full story.
Yeah,
It was a weird day, but it was an exciting day.
that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to have an exciting day. Did you have to give a statement to the police?
I didn't have to do it, no. But maybe. Maybe they'll use this podcast.
Yeah. Could be. I don't know. Maybe you'll lead to the arrest of a homeless person and it'll ruin their life.
You're right. Yeah, I'm like. Well, then
He's just trying to get by.
I am afraid of the homeless retaliation because of their being evicted from their homes that aren't, that are tents.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a convenience store right next to where I work, and they got broken in. Well, they had a broken window. I assume they were broken into,
Yeah, that makes sense.
or at least vandalized. Somebody at work, their car was vandalized by somebody just like beating the shit out of it with like a rock or something.
That's a crime of passion.
Yeah, maybe it was the same guy. I don't know.
Could have been.
He was so mad about being caught red-handed with 2 Coke Zero and a burrito.
I feel like it's risky to steal food. I guess if you don't have allergies, but
Not us.
yeah. Still, I can't even take free samples at restaurants.
Yeah,
stores.
because you don't know what they're touching. You don't know. Yeah, unless you like interrogate them, and be like, "What's in this?" And they're not going to.
Which
know.
I never wanted to do. I've taken many free samples, and almost every time I'm allergic to it, and I almost die.
How? Are you just allergic to almonds?
Yeah, I'm allergic to almonds, a few other things. I don't really know.
No.
I went to a Trader Joe's once, and this nice young lady was like, "Would you like to try our chocolate chip cookie?" And I was like, "There's no way chocolate chip cookies."
Oh,
have
you
almonds."
never take with the nut allergy. You never take baked goods. That's just
Yeah.
a no.
I learned that.
Learned that the hard way, apparently.
Yeah, several times actually.
So you didn't learn it at all.
I've learned it now, but that happened. I was like, "There's no way that they're putting almonds in chocolate chip."
Yeah, they are.
Apparently, they
People
are.
love putting in nuts and things to make them worse.
Yeah. And then there was another time I was at a Filipino grocery store, and there was like a inside the grocery store, there was a dental office opening up, and to advertise for new customers, they had like this whole table of snacks that you could have. They had water bottles and juice and cookies and a bunch
Why
of
would
stuff.
a dental office be shilling out sugary things? Well, I guess to get customers.
Yeah, it's true. And I had one of their cookies, wasn't entirely my choice. It was a little bit forced on me, but
By who? By them or your wife?
I had no comment.
That's
No comment.
all I need to hear.
So I was also allergic to that. And then I don't like concerning people when I have allergies. 'Cause I don't
Be
want-
like, not to alarm anybody. That's the
Yeah.
furthest thing I'd like to do. But I am dying.
my throat is closing. So like
So
if
I
anybody has like a Benadryl on them,
Or like an EpiPen or
yeah. Just
some water maybe even.
yeah, if you just like if you are a paramedic in the area, and people always get very concerned, and I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine. I'll be
It's
fine,
fine.
probably. If not,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I'm the same way.
It just feels like such a hassle to tell people that you're dying.
Well, because for me, I don't even like die, but if I'm like, they're like, oh my God, are you allergic? Like, they'll be eating something with nuts in it. They're like, oh my God, are you allergic? Should I stop? I'm like,
It's fine.
no, like, I'm not going to get, if I do, I throw up, like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'll throw up and I'll be like, I feel sick and I'm going home. So, like, you'd be doing me a favor. And if I really die, okay.
Extra favor.
Fine. Yeah, exactly. I don't fucking care.
Yeah. So that's the episode, folks. Just if you know someone with a nut allergy, it's okay. They
Bully
probably
them.
want
They
to
deserve
die.
it. Yeah. Slather up some crackers with peanut butter, fling them at the nut-free table. Which we
forgot
did
that
in
you
middle
did
school.
that.
Yeah. And if anyone's allowed to do it, it's me.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's fine. Yeah,
It's my culture.
People
It's my
have
culture.
bad allergies. They don't want to be alive. It's confirmed.
It's really inconvenient to have them.
Yeah. I did when I first became allergic, I did use it to get attention like I was a girl with BPD. It was very bad.
Don't fucking tell me that. Keep that
I
to
didn't
yourself.
I didn't know that that's what I was doing. I was just like, "Oh, there's almonds. Maybe I'll be allergic." This is when I was like first becoming allergic, so it wasn't that bad. Like my tongue got itchy.
All right.
And then like I said, I don't want to alarm people with it. But I did let them know that I was allergic to almonds previously, and then they had almonds out, and I was like, you know what? I'll just take a bite and see what happens.
Yep.
People don't like it.
No, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I was in the wrong, folks.
They shouldn't like that.
No, I should not have done it. It was only once, and I apologized.
Yeah. Well,
And I was fine. Anyway, that's the episode. We've gone over time.
do you have anything to plug?
No,
Okay.
I don't do anything.
I'm going to plug my YouTube channel because I have some videos. I had one released this week.
Yeah.
I have a better one released probably by the time this video comes out. Hopefully, like the day after we're recording this right now.
So tomorrow.
So tomorrow, which that might be some people might
For
call
those, for people,
that. For people who
that's-
have brains.
That's
what
Friday. That is
yeah.
last Friday if
Yeah.
you're hearing this.
Yes, and then also I've been streaming on Robinson B. Caruso on Twitch. Also Robinson B. Caruso on YouTube is the YouTube channel. The streams have been pretty good, I think. Good numbers, good turnouts.
Yeah, you've
A lot
been
of
doing
Demon
Fortnite.
Souls and Fortnite, yeah. Basically two opposite end of the spectrum games.
Yeah,
But they're both fun. So
that's it.
that's it.
That's,
Yep,
the,
that's
episode, folks.
Probably
We're
said at the
not
same
gonna do the thing this time. Goodbye.